Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, another bit of a crazy job today. Another balmy idea, which may work. I don't know. I don't know till we try. So, with winter approaching, it gets quite cold in this shed. I did insulate some of it. I've still got to finish that. But when we get really, really cold days, the diesel heater I've got does still struggle keeping this place warm. I'm at that age where I like to keep a bit warmer nowadays. Anyway, I've come up with this silly idea. It may not be silly, I don't know. So, on these diesel heaters, they throw out a hell of a lot of heat out the exhaust, which is basically just being thrown outside. I thought if I could come up with an idea to sort of harbour that heat, use it, and then throw it outside, it may help with heating this shed up a bit better. So I've been and got myself a second-hand off marketplace radiator. Now, yeah, we're not going to know till I try. So my thought is, my idea is to run the exhaust of this diesel heater through that radiator. So it'll have an in, then an out, which will then go outside. Because at the minute, the exhaust comes straight out the diesel heater, straight outside. And the heat that comes out of that is crazy. It's a lot. So I thought if I run it through that, and eventually that heats up, it may just help keep the shed a little bit warmer. So I don't quite know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. And then we'll put it to the test and see how much that radiator heats up. Because if that's warm, it's got out with the temperature in here, surely. Even if it's a degree, a couple of degrees, whatever. If it makes a difference, it's worth doing. So I'm going to get the radiator up on my little bench there and figure out how well I'm going to connect the exhaust to it, and then a bit of an outlet which will go outside. So I think the best way is to keep it at the bottom, in at the bottom, out at the bottom. Heat rises, right? So yeah, hopefully I'll heat it up. There's only one way to find out. Right, just been messing about with some of the fittings. That one's just enough to clamp that to that. We've got enough material there. This side, I've basically been hacking up all the stuff that was on it. We've got this bit, which should do us for that side. That'll go on there and clamp up. I think that'll work. All I've got to do then is shape some of this, send it back outside the way it is going when it was just on the diesel heater. I think we'll place the radiator there, even if I have to move that shelf, that's no big issue. And then the diesel heater further across there. I think that'll work. Well, I don't know actually. We'll soon find out. I have got a temperature gauge as well ready, so we can see how much the radiator is warming up. We'll try it with the diesel heater on the full blast, and yeah, see what happens. So let's get some things in place and start clamping some pipes up. Right, this shelf's got to come down. Radiator's a little bit too tall to go under it. No, I can either raise it up or move it. For now, we'll just get it out of the way. That's it. Right. That'll do. Beauty of these radiators, it's freestanding, which is helping us out a lot. out of on my wobbly shed floor. Hey, it's all right. It'll do. Right, let's get a bit of pipe and send that outside first. Well, those clips are a bit big. It might tighten up. It might. Let's try it. It's got it. Yes. It's got it enough. Right, back to the diesel eater. So, I want to raise this off the ground because they're quite low, and the return on the exhaust pipe coming out the bottom, it's virtually impossible at that height. Previously I had it on wooden blocks, but I want it a little bit higher than that, so I thought I'm literally going to make some legs. Making nothing really, I'm just bolting some bolts on it to act as legs. So if I just spin some knots down them first, I think this should do the job. Now, at least that should be high enough so I can get under there a bit easier and mess about with the pipes, because also the intake on this side, you can't see that yet, I'll show you in a minute, it's all torn and needs replacing. Luckily I have got a bit of pipe. Also, this diesel eater is due a bit of a service because it's not sounding too clever at the minute. I think it's got a bearing on the way out. Sometimes it drops into balance and sounds alright, and sometimes it sounds absolutely terrible. So that's going to need sorting at some point. But just for now, we'll run it up and see how we get on with it. That's not the best, is it? Mind you, it's on this. Oh, I can see what's happening. There we go. His slot's in this bench, so it's trying to go down one of them. That's all right. Let's move this at least. So I'll see what I'm doing then. This shed is due a massive clean-up. I am starting to get in a bit of a mess in here. That ain't too bad. Right, let's sort some of this pipe work out. Yeah, so that has seen better days, that has. How long have I had this heater? 2, 3 years? I'm good at losing track of time, so it's somewhere around there. Doesn't narrow it down that well, does it? 2 to 3 years, but I've had it a while. That makes it a bit easier having it on them bolts. Oh. Right, let's find a clip for that. That's got that. Right, let's tie that up to something for now. Let's see if I can do something with this strip of metal. There's no weight in it, so it's only got to hold it. That'll do it. So we can fit that to one of them holes. That'll do that. Just rivet that on there. I'll tell you what, put it that way. And that's really not the best looking of brackets. But it'll do its job. And keep that there like that. That's good enough. It's not the prettiest of things, but it's holding it up off the floor. Right, got a quick modification to do with the radiator fitting. So that end of the pipe's got to go on that, and I can't quite get that on. So just going to skim a bit off in the lathe. I need to top them oilers up. It won't hurt just for this job. That should do it, I think. Yep, that's that sorted then. Put that back in there. Right, get a bend on this one. See how we go. I might be able to shorten that pipe a little bit actually. Yeah, I'm going to shorten that a little bit. Yeah, it don't need to be that long. Fits like a glove. Got it. All right. It's time. Right. It's not a cold day at all, but we're still going to test it. So 15 on the top of the rad. And is on the bottom, is it the same? I should imagine it is. A little bit lower down there. Right, let's turn it on, see what happens. Put it on full blast for a bit. Right, it's been on for about 10 minutes now. The heat's starting to spread around it nicely actually. Just check the pipe that goes outside. That's all flowing nice, as it normally does. Let's put it directly onto the exhaust coming out the heater itself. So that's about what it was without the radiator connected. So I tried it earlier. Like an idiot, I forgot to film that. And then let's go on to the bottom of the rad. See if it's stuck to the thick material of the radiator. Woohoo, look at that! Yeah, that'll transfer all the way through that rad nicely after it's been running for a while. That's crazy. And cooler back here, so it is breathing all right. I ain't bad at all. I can feel the heat. Yeah, you're not keeping your hand on that. Not a chance. I think that's a winner. I'm certainly not telling anyone to rush out and do that if you've got diesel heaters in your sheds or garages. Everything seems to be fine. It's keeping quite cool at the exhaust directly out the diesel heater. Obviously that does get hot anyway, but it's definitely cooler than the radiator, so that's breathing fine. The exhaust outside is breathing fine, and it's putting boatloads of heat through the rad. I'm happy with that. Definitely. I'll keep you all posted as time goes on, but I'm pretty confident that that is going to be absolutely fine. And like I say, all that heat was getting wasted just going outside. At least we're capturing a bit of that now, and it should help heat the shed up. I'm pretty sure it's going to be absolutely tip top. I'm happy with that. I might do a bit of fine tuning over time, but I think that's going to be all right. I'm going to tuck all the wires up for the battery. That's running on a little battery at the moment because the big battery is in the back of the van. The hole where it goes out the shed, I might pack that up with some heat-proof stuff. It's been going out that hole for 2 or 3 years and it's never had a problem, but I might just pack it up to shut the hole off. Apart from that, I think it's good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Another silly little job, but it might help with the heating in the depths of the winter. And if anybody is thinking of doing that, I actually have a spare radiator sat there. I think this type of radiator is the ideal one to do this sort of idea with, because obviously it's got plenty of surface area in there to circulate the heat and still breathe fine without the heat backing up to the diesel heater, which it doesn't seem to be doing because the actual pipe coming out the heater has stayed pretty much how it were when it didn't have the radiator on. So yeah, I'm pretty confident it's all going to be good. But yeah, if anybody's is interested in it, like I say, don't rush off and do it if you're unsure about it. But there's a radiator sat there. I don't know, I think that's got to be worth 20 quid of anyone's money. Definitely. Even if you have that, I believe these radiators are quite expensive. Even if you restored it for your house, there's a radiator here for 20 quid. It is a little bit rusty here and there, but I believe these come apart in segments and you just buy new gaskets for them. And I don't know, it could be powder coated or something. But yeah, that's sat there. I'll say it's a little bit rusty here and there. But 20 quid, and I'll make someone a cup of tea as well if someone wants that and wants to collect it. Anyway, that'll do. I've got to clean this shed up. It's a complete bomb site, and I've got to go and see the children and granddaughter. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.